Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys, I'm going to be profiling for you guys one of my most favorite decks of all time, and that is Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8. Yes, this is an ultimate rare that I've had for many years. It's a little bit damaged, but I've had this card for a long time. It is really beautiful, I feel like. It's a first ed one too. Got it for very cheap back when I was a kid from somebody. It was a little damaged at the time, but it's a beautiful card, and I'm so happy I have it in the deck now. So, if you guys are not familiar with Horus level 8, or this deck in general, I just want to give you a little bit of backstory. This is probably one of my first decks I ever got a top with. A regional top with back in the day. I think it was 2004, 2005. Forgive me if I'm wrong. It's been over a decade. But this deck I used to profile on the channel every year. And when Master Rule 5 came out, it kind of killed the deck because I was playing Hieratic Horus with Ultimate Tzolk'in. And Tzolk'in under Master Rule 4 was not good. Now that Master Rule 5 is out, the deck's much better. It can do what it can do before, and then we also got an additional support since then. So the deck can do a lot of different things. So I'm so happy. And if you guys don't know, my birthday is coming up. May 30th is my birthday. And I decided I was going to profile this deck on my birthday. So I hope you guys all enjoy this. That's when this video is going to be coming out. So thank you for all the birthday wishes. But yeah, this is one of my most favorite decks of all time. Got my first top with it back in the day, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And I cannot wait to profile you guys this deck with the new Master Rule. So let's get into it, guys. First we run double Horus level 8. If you guys don't know what Horus level 8 does, pretty much it says negate your opponent's spells. And it's not just a once per turn effect. No. Your opponent activates a spell, negate. They activate a second spell, negate again. They activate a third time, negate again. They activate a fourth time, negate. Fifth time, negate. Sixth time, negate. Just say no to everything. I love this deck against spellbooks. It's so fun to just watch them cry and cry and cry because none of their spellbooks work. Will, you remember this deck, don't you, back in the day, but brother, if you remember playing this, if you're watching this video. Shout out to my good friend. But yeah, this card's amazing, and it's such a powerful card. It's probably one of the best level monsters around, and I hope in the future level monsters get more additional support. But this card is really amazing in the deck, and we definitely run it as a 2 of. I will agree with people that say I like running it as a 1. I like running Horus level 8 as a 1 of because it can brick. Believe me, that's what I always have done for years upon years. But I found that a lot of times, because the problem with Horus level 8, it's not the fact that he doesn't have a big body. It's not the fact that it's pretty easy to get him out for the most part. It's the fact that he's susceptible to monster effects. That's the problem. So for that reason is why you run 2 of, especially if they banish one from grave. I've had that happen. So 2 Horus level 8. Next we run 3 Horus level 6 in the deck. Horus level 6 is pretty much just all you have to know about this guy. Is this is probably going to be the most common way that you have Horus level 6 on the field, then you level up into level 8 through different means, or you'll just have level up and you'll just go level up from 6 to 8. So that's the most common way you're going to do it. But Horus level 6, if you guys want to know what he does, pretty much he's prevented from being mind controlled or stolen or snatch and stealed from back in the day. That's pretty much what he does. He's unaffected by spell cards. So if they try to Dark Hole your field, Regeki your field, Lightning Storm your field, he doesn't die. Just so you know that. So cool. I actually had somebody I was practicing online, and he goes Lightning Storm, and I had Horus level 6 out. He's like, "Why did it not die? What's wrong?" And I was like, "Did you read the card?" He's like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, can't be destroyed by spells." So it works. It works. Yeah. 1 Horus level 4. You don't need to run it, but I like it. It gives me 2 level 4s to run one particular card in the extra deck, which is nice to have. It's not essential, but it's a really good card that if you can run it, you run it in this deck especially. But Horus level 6 just helps you go into levels. Horus level 4 helps you go into 6, which helps you go into 8. So that's how you level up. So yeah, 1 level 4 is just nice to have. It does come up sometimes. Now let's get into the Hieratic engine of the deck, because this is technically a Hieratic deck with Horus level 8 into it. It does have a control element, but it's a very combo-oriented deck. So Tefnuit, if you guys are not familiar with Tefnuit, just pretty much know this is Cyber Dragon. That's pretty much what this card is. It's Cyber Dragon. You special summon it. So, yeah, Cyber Dragon, 3 of it. 3 Sue. If you guys want to know something too, all the Hieratics, for the most part, get effects off when they're tributed summoned, which is very easy to do in the deck. It's super easy to do that. They really have a rank 6 engine built into the deck, which is nice because you can go for a tomb, which is the main way you're going to bring level 6 out, and then go into level 8, which is going to be the main way we'll talk about in a bit. But later on we'll talk about that. But yeah, just know that they all have effects that they get when they're tributed summoned. So 3 Sue, 3 Nephthys. I can never pronounce these, so forgive me. Nephthys, and 3 Itzits. I could never pronounce them. I have always referred to these dragons, because I cannot pronounce them, and somebody's probably going to say it down in the comment section down below, but I've always referred to them as the Night and Dark Dragon, or Day and Night Dragon, because if you notice, they have the sun, and then they have the moon. And as one friend was telling me, there's 2 things you also have to notice. Look at their artwork if you put them side by side. They're back to back. And the sun rises in the east, as one of my friends says, and it sets in the west. So Moon Dragon. So that's why they're set up like that. So that's why I've always referred to them as Sun and Moon Dragon. Not the synchro versions, but the ancient Egyptian versions. But yeah, pretty much you have to know what this one pops monsters. This one helps you go for Exceed plays, which is nice. This mainly is the main one. I used to run a 3 of. I used to run this as a 2 of. But it's the ratios you can try. I've been trying out 3 of and I like it. But yeah, don't worry about that. That's the ratio of the Hieratics we run. Then for some other Hieratic support, we run 1 Watt Tail. If your opponent destroys this, they're sentenced to prison for so many years in the Watt something something. But Watt Tail Dragon, amazing card, and 1 Labradoodle, or yes, Labradite Dragon. I've always referred to this card, as people know back in the day. We call it not Labradite Dragon, we call it Labradoodle Dragon. But Labradite Dragon is the main way that's going to help you go for your main synchro play in the deck, which is Ultimate Tzolk'in. Because you need to have something, if you guys are wondering how Tzolk'in works, you need to have 2 of the same level on the field, synchro summon into the Tzolk'in. That's how that works. And then you can go into a whole bunch of different synchro monsters, which is really busted, which is so awesome. So that's why you're running this card. Also, you can use it for level 6 Exceeds plays. That does happen. You can go for multiple Tzolk'ins sometimes. If one gets destroyed somehow, you can have another Tzolk'in out, and you can go for another one. So that's why we run double Tzolk'in, because that does happen sometimes. Not a lot, but it does happen. And Watt-tailed Dragon is just another level 6 that you can run. Some people like running different versions. If they want to run like a level 8 engine in the deck, that's fine. Me, I just like the level 6 and the synchro plays in the deck. That's the main thing I'm trying to do. So that's why we're running that. 1 Dragard, which is a nice card. I like this card as a 1 of in the deck. This is something I'm just teching in. Some people like multiple of it. I've always liked in the deck just to some degree. It's a nice card, and if you're wondering what it does, I'll read it to you very quickly. When this card is normal summon, you can target 1 normal monster with 1,000 less attack in your graveyard. Special summon that target in face-up defense position. Once per turn, you contribute 1 dragon-type monster. Then target 1 face-up monster you control. Until the end phase, its level becomes 8. And if it does, it gains 800 attack. So mainly, I like using this because you can use it as an attack monster, and it sometimes can help you go for level 8s. If you want to take the deck more in that direction, and I mean really, you can do that. And people are wondering, well wait, you don't really have a level normal 8 monster. You have Labrador Dragon. This card is so versatile in this deck because it's a tuner and it's a 0 attack. So if you have this engraved, you can use Labradoodle Dragon and just go off like that. And we don't run a lot of level 8s. We mainly run 1 of. So sometimes I'll use the attack bonus, which is nice. But mainly he's in there for 2 reasons. A, he gives you the ability to go for 1 level 8, which is nice to have in the deck. But in addition to that, he can also help you go for other plays in the deck if need be, which is just nice to have in the deck. So yeah, you can run, there's different things we'll talk about when we get to the extra deck. You don't have to run this, but he's just one of those niche cards to have in the deck, which can come in handy. So we'll talk more about that later on. But you don't have to run him, not essential, but I like him in the deck, just as a one-of. Next we run 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. You run this in the deck. Again, you run this in the deck, it's broken. Hand Traps, Ash Blossom, and Joyous Springs. We run 3 of it. It's Ash Blossom. Like I said, this deck is going to have a little bit of a control element. It's really nice. The deck does want to go first. I understand Ash is really good for going second, not first. But it's just good to have in the deck. Hieratic, Seal of Confiscation. This is Convocation. I know I said confiscation. This is pretty much your Rhoda for your deck. This searches out all your Hieratic needs. So that's the awesome card. I love this card. Never has gotten a hollow reprint or a reprint, believe it or not. 3 level up. This helps you go into level 8 and level 6. So, yep. That's how that works. The Claw of Hermos. There's a lot of level 1, one-of spells we run, but Claw of Hermos is one we run as a one-of. Giant Bee, a Wing of Giant Dragon. Dragon's Mirror. Pot of Avarice. Upstart Goblin. And I'll scoot this over one more time. Monster Reborn. So, a lot of one-of spells. Well, it does help out, if you guys don't know, it does help out with Tzolk'in, which is nice. But, in addition to that, there's other reasons why we do this as well. Monster Reborn is awesome in this deck because you send a lot of things to grave. Upstart Goblin gives you just a tad bit of consistency. Pot of Avarice helps you recycle things if need be. Be it level, multitude of different things you can recycle. But I really like one-of in the deck. I know it's up multiple. You don't need it. It does take setup. Dragon's Mirror is just pretty much a win card. The fact that you really don't, if you just need to go for it, you just go, okay, 5-headed dragon, just come out right now. Because it's so easy to have so many dragons set up in graveyard, and it's not like you're reborning them all the time. As long as it's not Watt-tail dragon, the 2 vanilla monster dragons, your Labradoodle and your level 6, as long as it's not one of those 2, you're fine. I don't care about the other dragons. Banish them, bring out a 5-headed. And Claw of Hermos is so amazing in this deck. You can go for the Red Eyes Fusion, which is so awesome. So, yeah. And then a Winged Beat of Giant Dragon is really awesome with a couple of combo plays you can do in the deck. Especially with things like Hieratic Tefnuit. Because you can go Special Summon, Winged Beat of Dragon, destroy your opponent's spells and traps, bounce this back to your hand, Special Summon again. There you go. So, it's just a good one-of to have to clear back row. Think of it kind of like a Heavy Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster type of card. Just think of it that way. Just more way to get around back row, which can be annoying sometimes. And then lastly, for traps, I run 3 Solemn Judgment. Now this is something way back in the day. Back when Solemn was at 3 of. Back before, Teledad. When I used to play Horus level 8, I used to play 3 Solemn Judgment. This gives you more control in your deck. It's fine. You're going to have big monsters out. You're trying to control the tempo of the game. It is a trap. I got that. Depending upon if you're going first or second. If you're taking this to a local tournament, I wouldn't take it to a regionals by any imagination. But if you're just playing tier 2 decks that night, if you just want to have some fun and you're playing this deck, this is one of those type of cards you can side out. So if you want to play more meta, maybe you want to run Infinite Impermanence. Maybe. Me, I was going back between, if you guys know, I have Infinite Permanences, but I was going back and forth between the 2. And at the end of the day, I went Solemn Judgment. Infinite Permanence is really good because it stops effect monsters, which is the big Achilles heel of this deck. But at the same time, Judgment just covers everything. Like spells, traps, monsters, just in general, it just covers a lot more ground than Impermanence. So for that reason, that's why I decided to run 3 Judgment. So there's pros and cons of both depending upon what you want to do, but that's up to you. Like I said, it's just a combo-oriented deck that has a little bit of spice into it, so it's up to you how you want to build it and how you want to proceed forward. So we got our Field Center, love you. 2 Tzolk'in. You can run one of, it's fine, but I always find myself going for two of to, one of in a duel. If you want to cut one out because you just feel like that, go right ahead and then run another level 8 maybe in the deck. We run Star Eater, which is nice. We also run Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. We also run Stardust Dragon Spark Dragon, which is nice to run in the deck. 1 BLs, 1 Void Ogre Dragon, and 1 Crystal Wing. These are how ways of you can use Tzolk'in to bring out these. So that's pretty much your Tzolk'in package. Exceeds, we run 2 Hieratic Dragon, a King of Tomb. This is how you're going to go for your Horus most of the time. You're detach, bring out your level 6, use level up, and then go into Horus level 8. Queen Dragon Daijin. So you run only 2 level 4s. So I get it. If you want to run another level 8 in the deck, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Run another level 8, maybe run a Galaxy Eyes package in the deck. It's up to you. But me personally, I really like this card because it's so good. And if it does present itself that you can go for this card, in the off chance that you get the 2 level 4s that you have in your deck, go for it. It's there. It's super situational. I get it. But it's such a good card to have in this deck. Level 8 wise, we also run the one, number 38, Hope Harbinger. This just is another way to negate spells. You can run other things if you want to, like Fell Grant, which is nice. But I like Hope Harbinger because it gives me additional things in case I don't have Horus on the field. For my fusions, I run the Red Eyes Fusion and 5-headed God Dragon. And for my links, I run 1 Hieratic Seal of Confiscation. This is just nice to have as well, in addition into the deck. So 1 Confiscation, Hieratic Seal of Confiscation is another card I run in the deck. So that's the deck in a nutshell, guys. Like I said, there's different things you can do to play around with. If you want to run more level 8s, you can. If you want to cut down on the ratios on the extra deck, you can to run other cards. It's up to you. Stardust Spark Dragon, if you guys are wondering why I run that card, I should mention. This is just another way to protect your Horus level 8 if you have it on the field. So sometimes I'll have Horus level 8 and Spark Dragon out in the field, and I'll use this card to protect Horus level 8. So it's just another thing you can do, like, to protect your monsters. So yeah, and you may be wondering, hey, where's Gaia, Charger, and all this stuff. I don't really go into those cards that often. They're nice to have if you want to, but I just like the way this deck is. And like I said, you can play around with the extra deck, tailor it to the way you want to. I think the main deck's pretty good. I've talked about that enough. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this deck. I've really play tested it before I profiled it. Hope you all enjoyed it. And until next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling. Konami, please give us level support in the future. And until next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling to all of you. And go Horus level Dragon level 8. Take care, everybody.